check.
As soon as I listened to a hypnosis video on confidence last night. So I wouldn't puke.
You're looking particularly confident this morning. Good morning and welcome to 1 Million Cups. Yeah! Yeah! I'm actually not here this morning, so I'd like to hand this off to Dara.
Good morning. Thank you guys for joining us this morning. How many of you, this is your first time attending? Yay. Love that there's still new faces. Yeah, sure, Guillermo. Well, my name is Dara Ambrose. I'm one of the organizers for 1 Million Cups, and I'm happy to present Amanda and Steven, who are going to be talking today about Santa Fe Fashion Week. So if you'll please give it up for them.
So my name is Stephen Cuomo, and this is my partner Amanda Caserta. We're both the executive producers of Santa Fe Fashion Week, and we're just going to play some videos from last year's event and previous years. This is actually was shot by LA Fashion Magazine, came out last year and covered the event. I wrote down some notes, so a little bit about myself. I was a stockbroker at Merrill Lynch and later Smith Barney in Las Vegas, Nevada, for just over 12 years, managing my clients' monies through September 11th, the dot-com bubble, and watching CNBC anchors chase down analysts on Wall Street asking questions about Enron. So pretty fun times being a stockbroker in Las Vegas, not as glamorous as it sounds. After that, I went on to be a land developer. I had a lot of wealthy clients, so we were buying land in Kingman, Arizona, and northern Nevada. And then the real estate bubble hit, and watched all that go away. So I actually went to middle school, high school, and college here in Albuquerque, and my mom was like, why don't you move back to Albuquerque, New Mexico? And I recreated myself doing lunch and learns at the Cooperage, and then later doing evening fashion events at Imbibe and nightclubs and art galleries, and then doing some fashion segments on PBS. So that's kind of how I got started in fashion. So.
My name's Amanda, and I moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico about 5 years ago. I used to live in Austin, Texas, and I worked for a small, boutique marketing agency called Veritas. And I met Steve at a rooftop event he was hosting at Hotel Andaluz right around summer of 2011. After that, we found a shared spark for business and human connections that quickly grew into something much larger than either of us. What started as a small event collaboration grew into a brand I've poured my heart and soul into. Back then, in Stephen's vision for Santa Fe Fashion Week, I saw a future fueled by the charge declared by Horace Mann, the first president of my alma mater, which was to be ashamed to die until you have won some victory for humanity.
She's doing much better than I am. Huh? Okay, so it didn't take long for me to see where Buzz Networking and Dan Mayfield actually did a great story about my networking events back in the day. And at the time, I was doing about 30 fashion events per year. I was doing stuff for the hotel, the heritage groups. I was doing stuff for the Q Bar. I was doing stuff up in Santa Fe. Like I said, I was doing stuff on PBS and whatnot. And I always thought about doing a fashion week, but I really didn't know if I thought Santa Fe would be a great backdrop for a fashion event, but I didn't know if designers, what they would pay to participate in such an event, what vendors would pay, what sponsors would pay. So I actually brought in a couple consultants from First Coast Fashion Week in Miami and Charlotte Fashion Week, so they kind of helped me along to get off the ground. So that's where we are now. And like I said, it's our fourth year. The first 2 years we were at Buffalo Thunder Casino, and now we're actually at the Santa Fe Convention Center. So I'm ad-libbing a lot. So.
I'm not much of an ad-libber, so thank you. So one evening after discussing our shared vision for Santa Fe Fashion Week, I looked Steve in his eyes and told him what I was never more sure of, and it is that I believe in Santa Fe Fashion Week like I believe that the sun will rise tomorrow. I was inspired by the opportunity to create actual positive change in an industry that really needs it. I have no interest in hanging out with people who agree with me all the time. That's why me and Steve do so well together. And it's my intention to really shake things up. We could go on for hours about all the wrong in the fashion industry that most of us are pretty aware of. Whitewashed runways, unhealthy body images and stereotypes, widespread pollution, and worst of all, fast fashion. where what used to be a 6-month cycle of creativity, artistry, and industry collaboration has degraded into a place where a garment from conception to big box store rack is just 3 weeks. The quality has deteriorated, and that $5 H&M dress made so popular just last year is made on the backs of exploited peoples and is bleeding money from our own creative fashion industry struggling in our own backyard. It's no wonder that Lee Edelcourt, one of Times Magazine's most influential fashion experts of our day, has declared that fashion, that is fashion with a capital F, is dead. But with that comes a new focus on clothes and the celebration of them, a return to artistry and couture, and something that Santa Fe is steeped in. There's so much opportunity to take these ugly realities and turn them on their head, and I think that's what we've achieved with this year's event. If you want to talk about our event?
Yeah, sure. So some of the footage you've seen back here, probably a lot of you know Mark Padilla from Westman's Audio. He actually shot a lot of this footage, and that's at Tony and Guy's new location at the ABQ Uptown Mall. And he's been a sponsor ever since he actually owned the Urban Academy across from the college. So, Chris owns Golden Crown Panadera. He's been on the Food Network, and he's been a great sponsor of ours as well. And so from the early days, like I said, we were a 4-day event. Now we've teamed up with the Santa Fe Film Festival, which has been around for 15 years. And there's a new theater at the rail yard called the Violet Crown. And so we're showing a documentary about what Amanda was just talking about fast fashion. It's called True Cost. And so it's the first time we're having a movie during our event. And we'll be doing a Q&A with the producer and director. So that's one event. And then I was lucky enough to meet John Hendry. A lot of you probably know him. And he's the president of the Teamsters Union. And they work with all the movie and television crews. So when they're building sets and whatnot, that's all his guys. And so we're actually doing a concert. His pet project, which is, I guess, has a real long history. It's called Rock Against Racism. So we're going to do a concert as well. And then we do Wednesday, we do a meet and greet at Tony and Guy's. And then Thursday, for people who are familiar with Canyon Road, we do a Santa Fe Fashion Week shop and stroll. And so we have 6 art galleries on Canyon Road, and we have models, designers, food. And you could go around and look at the fashion, hopefully buy some fashion directly from designers. And it's just a fabulous event. It gets people to come to Santa Fe and get them outside the convention center and see the events. And then Friday and Saturday, of course, we have our runway show. And one of our designers, his name is Benson. He's out of Austin, Texas, and he likes what we're doing. It's more of a hybrid event where instead of a lot of fashion weeks is what do they call it? A shop. What is this? It's like a runway. You know, it's a shop. It's a runway and show. It's shop or it's runway and be able to sell. I'm not saying it correctly, but anyway. So, but it's an opportunity where we have the 50-foot runway. As you saw some of the pictures, we have a lot of great vendors because I really want it to be more like a lifestyles type of show where we have you come to Santa Fe. There might be a couple of car sponsors there. I'm talking to high-end television. Surround sound type of things, hot tubs and stuff like that. So you can really immerse yourself in a kind of a cool nightlife scene with fashion and whatnot. And so that's on Friday and Saturday. So.
And then some other things we're really excited about. We also have a positive body image campaign that is also centered on cruelty-free and organic body care and cosmetic awareness so that we can treat our bodies nicely. We have our meet and greet on on Wednesday at Tony and Guy's, and we also have our Santa Fe Fashion Week shop and stroll on Canyon Road Thursday. And then our main runway events are on Friday and Saturday, and we're really excited to have Naima Mora hosting, who is America's Next Top Model winner and an international fan favorite.
And then this gentleman here is Ezra Estes. He actually runs the Santa Fe Community College School of Fashion Design. It's a really great program. People travel from all over the world to attend this school. And we're going to actually do a student show. Typically, they do a show at the convention center. It's just might be like an old cafeteria or whatever. And so we're actually going to donate the space on Saturday and teach you how to run a professional runway show. So Tony got to do the hair and makeup. We'll supply the models, and there'll be a student show. The afternoon show will be $5, and those proceeds will go back to the school to pay for materials and whatnot. But he's been a real great person to work with as well. So.
I love Ezra. So anyways, there's a lot going on with Fashion Week this year. It's October 12th through the 17th in various locations. So if you come to santafefashionweek.com, you can stay updated with us. We're also on Facebook at, Facebook/Santa Fe Fashion Week. And you can subscribe to our events, and we can keep you updated on some of our, recent happenings. And I'd really like to sort of leave you with our mission with Fashion Week, because it's so convoluted and there's so much going on. But, our mission is that we are Fashion Week, believing in and promoting ethical fashion with an emphasis on diversity as well as social responsibility. We're interested in all Southwest and American West fashion design, along with the beautiful rainbow of other cultural fashions from all over the world. We work with those who have a real passion for Santa Fe style, New Mexico culture, and the limitless possibility a real and true person with beauty from the inside out can bring. So that's our message. And so this is what we're always looking for when we're looking for designers, sponsors, and anybody who just sort of wants to be a part of our Santa Fe, Fashion Week family. So, oh, hello. Here you go.
So thank you guys so much for presenting this morning. To you guys. Repeat the question that comes from the audience.
Yeah.
So what questions do you guys have?
None. Perfect. Okay, go ahead. Yes, sir.
So you said that one of the guys in production, as far as that goes, does a lot of the TV production.
Yes.
And then the Fashion Week is going to be in October.
Yeah, so the gentleman's question is just, actually, John Hendry, he's going to stream the whole event, and then he's going to cut it up and also pitch it to some networks, and he's had experience doing that. So that's pretty exciting.
He's the union president for the IASTE. So all of
So every movie, television show, they all have to go through him. They're union workers. So.
Do you have a schedule?
How about industry night?
Yeah, and actually, I'll mention this too. We're actually excited. We're doing a launch party August 5th at the Q Bar, where we'll actually be showing one of our designers, and that's kind of cool too. So it's going to be $10 to get in. The event starts at 7 o'clock at the Q Bar. And so if you fashion, so it's a mixture. It's called Film and Fashion Industry Night. So they all need insurance. They all need web designs, just because they're in the film and fashion industry. They also need business people like yourselves. So, but if you go to our website, you'll see the schedule of events. So SantaFeFashionWeek.com. Just Facebook. Yeah. Okay. Yes, sir.
How do you go about rejecting a fashion or a person, a runway person perhaps?
Well, I have a lot of experience receiving rejection, so now it's my time to to dish it back. Yeah, but it still has to be a quality show. I mean, Amanda gives you a hard time because I always say I was a stockbroker, but I think working for like Merrill Lynch and Smith Barney, I'm used to highbrow events, and that's what we want. I mean, it's not, I hate to say it, but we're not like a launchpad event. It is a highbrow event. And we look at the quality of the clothes they're working with. We're also getting ready to launch a retail website where you'll be able to go to Santa Fe Fashion Week, shop the runway. And so, again, you'll be able to buy directly from our designers.
I kind of have something, too.
Okay.
And I think that's where having a strong brand really comes into play as well. We have sort of, we believe in communication. We have this really clear sort of set vision and idea of what it is that we're looking for. And some people naturally gravitate to that. So we're really lucky that we get a lot of interest. That if you just keep doing your thing and you have a clear vision of what it is you're doing, you attract those people to you. So I don't think that we get a lot of things. I don't feel like we have to reject that much, because people that aren't into what we're doing don't call us, and we're okay with that.
I'm sorry. You, sir?
You are doing a lot, but I love how you ended with the mission. I guess a bunch of entrepreneurs here. What are some of the challenges you're facing? You have to find type things that we can.
Yeah, I think, again, it really is. It's the revenue model is sponsorship driven, because the event costs about $20,000 to put on. Okay, so we charge our designers about $1,500, which is 3 days worth of events. They get the pop-up boutiques, they get the runway show, and 2 days of runway shows and the vendor booths. And so if we didn't have sponsors, we'd have to charge a heck of a lot more. I mean, to go, like Magic is a big trade show in Vegas, and they pay anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000 to be in that event. And our goal is to eventually, maybe be a regional or a national player. So if there's anybody in the room that, there's obviously ways to advertise, but this is obviously a high-touch event. So to be able to go out there, get clients' leads. I mean, we've had Xfinity as a sponsor, the Enterprise Rent-A-Car, Rail Runner, Furries, GMC, so big sponsor. So again, if anybody in the room would be interested in a vendor booth or sponsoring our event, you'd be in all our press releases or ads and whatnot. So. Well, I can't repeat all that, but anyway, but that's a long question. But what we find is it's just like in New Mexico, we're very big in the film industry now, and you could go, or let's say you're a realtor or whatnot. I mean, you could go to school and become a realtor, or become a, to learn how to act and stuff like that, but how do you get to market? And the same thing, you could go to Ezra School, or you could go to FIT, and that's all great, and you could be a fabulous designer, but at the end of the day, it's all about building a brand. I mean, something all entrepreneurs have to deal with. Sorry, we wave off here. And so that's our goal too. And so if you look at like Net-a-Porter, Net-a-Porter started 10 years ago or 15 years ago, they raised $2 million. They sold 10 years later for $500 million. And so our platform is to, find emerging designers, help them build their brand. And now they can, I call the Fashion Week is kind of like our brick and mortar, if you will. And then our website is a way for them to now also sell their products. And we do fashion blogs and stuff like that. So we do a lot of things to drive traffic to our website. Yeah, and that's what I see is like, I think I mentioned, Santa Fe was rated as for the Reader's Digest, Reader's Poll, as one of the top places to go shopping, obviously for art. Santa Fe was also voted for travel and leisure, like the 4th best places to travel. So again, it's Santa Fe Fashion Week. It's some Santa Fe fashion, but it's also Santa Fe Fashion Week is the host city. And when I talk to designers from other states, and we say, we're Santa Fe Fashion Week, they're like, oh my God, we love Santa Fe. So we're fortunate to be in New Mexico, and we have such great things going on here in the States. So I hope that helps a little bit. Any other questions? Cool. Not yet. And my dreams would be is I obviously have like Mercedes-Benz, but it'd be cool to have like Mercedes-Benz presents Santa Fe Fashion Week powered by a solar company or something like that. And I had big dreams this year of doing like an ad in New York Times, but it was like $35,000. So, but getting some big national sponsors where you could be in the Thursday or Sunday style section of that. So cool. Well, I think that's a wrap. Thank you so much.
One question. So what can this community do for you?
She's begging for the. I won't make her beg.
Yeah. Well, basically, what we really need, and I have this just so beautifully written out, but we've got all of our notes scattered here. But basically, what we need, we are built on, here it is, we're built on the strength of our human connections. And what we really need right now is simply your support and your handshake. We want you to talk about us with your friends. Please come to our industry nights every Wednesday night. It's free once a month. We have fashion shows. It's going to be at the Q Bar, and we're going to be expanding, our next movement is to expand to a few other local bars, and then also in Santa Fe. Join us, support us, and you're helping us make a real difference, in the fashion industry one step at a time. I think that we have really good things going on here. So just come hang out with us.
That's all on your website, on the Facebook page?
Yeah, Facebook
And SantaFeFashionWeek.com as well.
Well, thanks again for all your time.
Eric, do you have announcements? Or Steve?
We'll give it to you this morning. No. Good morning, everyone. Another great week. Last week was pretty amazing. We had, folks, well over 100 people here last week. So thank you very much for coming. And thanks very much for bringing your colleagues and friends and encouraging the entrepreneurial ecosystem here to grow. A few different announcements. So today's Entrepreneurial Wednesday. There's always some great stuff going on. Gary Opedal, who's the Economic Development Director for the city, has got a really neat entrepreneurial story. And he's going to be sharing that this afternoon with the cohort from ABQ ID. That's at 2 p.m. That's right before the 3 to 5 entrepreneurial office hours, almost across the street over at ABQ ID. Great place to learn about, the backgrounds of folks, meet the different people who are part of the cohort, but other folks like you who are part of our entrepreneurial ecosystem. This week also, tomorrow night, Coronado Ventures Forum, they invite representatives from 3 of our local accelerators. It's at Isotopes Park. It's a great event, cvf-nm.org. It's a great opportunity to meet other people who are also in the investment community as well. Not up here. On the 28th, I'm trying to get some more information. Do we have anybody from Plug Solar here? A lot of them are in Vegas, which I just drove back from. But there's an event with South by Southwest in Vegas going on right now. You've heard a little bit from Plug Solar before. They're launching a Kickstarter campaign for their Sunport device. So we're trying to get the local community behind them to kind of rev that up and make that happen. It's really important just with all these kinds of things to get the community going and social media and however we can help. The 30th, Fat Pipe ABQ. A number of the people from Fat Pipe are out and about in Vegas right now, but Fat Pipe's been an amazing supporter of 1 Million Cups. So everyone from the 1 Million Cups community is invited to participate in their anniversary, which comes up on the 30th. So that should be an amazing event. Coming up in August, a couple things. It's a ton of things going on toward the later half of the month, but toward the beginning, it's also our anniversary. So what we're planning is on the 5th and 6th, we'll have a little bit of a special event here, but we'll also have a special, the way it's looking right now is we'll have like a trolley ride that goes down to Tazas, which happens on Thursday, which is sort of a Spanish language, version of this event. With translation. In addition to that, on the 6th, we've got She Spires doing a special event about mentorship. Go ahead and stand up. Renee Moya, she's part of, her team is part of the ABQ ID current cohort. So see her for more information about that event. I think that event may be not exclusive, but primarily for women. Excellent. We haven't thanked our sponsors. We already talked about Fat Pipe ABQ. We want to have a big round of thanks for Sabio Systems. Sabio Systems helps provide our coffee on a weekly basis. We can't do this without coffee, believe me. In addition to that, there's folks like Steve, me, and also Nick Lehman Media. He's got the video stream going down, and the video stream, the simulcast is also helped out by C&M Stimulus Center. So thanks to all those folks. And now we are ready for our next presenter, I think. Technologically, are we ready? Excellent. So Food Tour New Mexico. So we've got a few different, this is super loud, isn't it? Pay no attention to the guy who's plugging things in. All right. So without further ado, Food Tour New Mexico.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Hello, everybody. Good morning. My name is Nick Pena, and I'm actually from Santa Fe. I graduated from the University of New Mexico in 2007 with a Bachelor of Fine Arts, and then I thought about opening a company. So it kind of made sense, right? They don't teach marketing in art school. So, so it's been a fun learning curve. I started Food Tour New Mexico with several ideas behind me. One was something my mother inspired in me when I was really young. So we'd have family coming in from out of town, and the first thing they want to do is go get a margarita, right? So we take them to go get a margarita, go take them for some food, and show them around the city. That was kind of always in the back of my mind. And then about 6 years ago, I took a similar tour in Scottsdale, Arizona called The Taste of Old Town. And it totally blew my mind. I've always been a foodie. I'm always cooking. And I just thought this was such an awesome way to experience the city and to really gather the culture of the city. So when I got back, mind you, I'm an art major. I had no idea what I was doing. I did a lot of research and put everything together to start formulating my company, Food Tour New Mexico. Since then, we've been awarded the Certificate of Excellence in Santa Fe in particular on TripAdvisor for the #1 tour for the past 3 out of 4 years. And we're often renowned as your favorite experience in New Mexico through many of our reviews online. A lot of people say, we did some really awesome things in New Mexico as a whole. We got to know the cities and the state very well, but that was our favorite experience. So that's kind of our tagline. That's sort of where we've gone with it. It was established in 2010, and basically, like I just mentioned, it was inspired by my family. So we like to say that we're the 5-course meal of city tours. So has anybody here ever taken a city tour? Throughout anywhere, Rome, Italy, whatever? All right, cool. So basically, what you're doing is you're getting to know the city, but in combination with that, we're doing a progressive lunch. So you're getting to eat. It's basically like having your own personal concierge showing you through a specific part of our beautiful cities here in New Mexico. We have 6 tours currently running in Santa Fe and Albuquerque. I just brought the concept to Albuquerque this past year. I mentioned we were the #1 tour on TripAdvisor in 2014. We've been featured in Albuquerque, the magazine. We'll be featured this month as well, coming up in August. The Albuquerque Journal, about 3 months ago, Santa Fe Reporter, and the New Mexican, fairly commonly. The first tour that was implemented was a sample Santa Fe tour, and it's in downtown Santa Fe. And basically, it features all New Mexican food. So it's New Mexican themed. It covers the history of the plaza, the founding of Santa Fe, and other historical points of interest, such as the Loretto Chapel, the Capitol building, things like that as well. New Mexican food, yeah. Anybody hungry? No? You guys seem like, oh, anybody taking a nap? Something? I don't know. All right. So then we got the Taste of Santa Fe was the second tour that I started, and this is about 4 years ago. And mind you, the first 3.5 to 4 years, I was running every single tour on my own. It was a lot of fun, let me tell you. So the Taste of Santa Fe tour is our overall #1 tour. It is the most highly rated, and it definitely is the most popular. It's a little bit more eclectic, so it covers a lot of our more, sort of fine dining, casual restaurants. Taberna in Santa Fe, if you all are familiar with Taberna, La Casa Sena, Luminaria, Chef Mark Quinones used to be over at Bien Sure. So that also includes some alcoholic pairings that we do along the way. Really, really awesome, a lot of fun. A lot more beautifully plated plates, very artistic, a little bit more, smaller portions, but a really amazing experience. Just recently in Santa Fe, I started the Margaritas y Mas tour. So it's a 4-stop tour where we are doing basically some of our top margaritas in town and what each place is known for. So we're going to Coyote Cantina, Secreto Lounge, the Bell Tower Bar, and La Posada, and doing all their signature margaritas. We're having snacks along the way, and we are within the legal parameters of New Mexico state law. So I just want to mention that. That's a little photo from the Bell Tower. That's called the Bell Ringer. And it's a jalapeno margarita, and it will ring your bell. So the Nibble Nob Hill tour was the first tour I started here in Albuquerque. Nob Hill is obviously an amazing historical section of our city. Covers the idea behind, the history behind Route 66. We go to Yanni's, Zacatecas, Santa Fe Olive Oil, Scalo, and we were going to Limonata, but we're also combining that with Nob Hill Bar and Grill. It's a 5-stop tour. All your non-alcoholic beverages are included, and each price point, I should mention, is about $58 to $68 per person. That includes your guide, all your food, all your non-alcoholic beverages, and about 2.5 to 3 hours of a tour. That's some bolognese from Scalo. I make you guys hungry yet? Yeah, I know. Trust me, I can see it on your faces. Then the second tour here in Albuquerque was the Taste of Old Town Albuquerque. So we're actually starting out at Garduño's. If you guys haven't been there yet, obviously I'm sure a lot of you know about Garduño's, but they've had some ups and downs. They completely revamped their menu about 1.5 years ago. And we actually featured their pozole there, which they do very, very traditionally. It's amazing, and we actually give the whole history of corn and pozole through our state and how it became such a cultural aspect of our community. That is the beef bites from High Noon. If you ever get a chance, just go get one. Trust me, it'll be good. The Route 66 craft beer tour was just also started about 4 months ago now. And what we're doing is, this is through Nob Hill, so we're going to Tractor Brewing. We're doing actually a brewery tour of Kelly's. And we are also starting off at Bosques. We're doing about 12 beers total, also staying within the legal parameters of the law when it comes to serving. So it's just a lot of fun. You get to experience new beers. It's great for people that just have no idea about the amazing craft beer movement that we have going on here in New Mexico. Let's see here. This is a quick video of the Nob Hill tour. just a little promotional spot that we had been using for the Nob Hill tour, mainly on social media. Online. So basically, guys, how it works is we're just like any other tour company, except we focus on food. We don't really have any competition throughout the state specifically because we're so well-rounded in what we do. So it's all based on online ticket sales. So we use the city as a resource and create a marketing trade with our partners. So basically, any restaurant or shop that we feel is stellar, we want to take people there and really show off our city and their products in particular. So what we do is we say, okay, we're going to start bringing people in here, and because of that, we'd like essentially a discounted rate on whatever dish we decide to do, and so that's kind of how it functions. Then we obviously sell tickets online, and we have a third-party ticket agency that sort of really has helped us along for 6 years now, actually. And we have a meeting location per tour, and we head off. It's very, very simple. The booking process online is about 2 clicks, and you're all set for your tour. So basically, Food Tour New Mexico increases growth and visibility for every business we partner with. We create a unique way for guests to experience parts of our cities by visiting hand-picked tour stops while promoting the city and state as a whole and providing more potential customers to each business featured on our tours. That's how we're kind of giving back to the community at the same time, how we're functioning and making a profit. Our customers, essentially women, 50 to 65 with a bachelor's degree plus, making about $70,000 a year plus, and residing outside of New Mexico. One of my goals is really trying to focus on the local market. I know New Mexico has no idea we even exist, but you ask out of state and people know about us. So it's pretty normal, I guess, for this state, right? Basically what we're doing right now for advertising and marketing, a lot of cross promotion. We work with 26 plus restaurants and shops, so we're obviously cross promoting with that. Our social media is only about 4,000. We're looking to double that this year. Google AdWords has been a big thing because we're trying to get the customer before they even get into the state. So when people are researching what they're going to do in Santa Fe or Albuquerque or New Mexico, that's sort of how we're getting them ahead of time. Apparel, we have some really cool shirts that we're selling online that people have been buying up. The 11 rack cards, all over the place. TripAdvisor has been a really big deal for us, being the #1 tour in Santa Fe. When people are looking for a credible thing to do that's a lot of fun, it's great to hear from their peers and saying, hey, this is an awesome event, so go check it out. The city and state websites have been really great, and something that I'm really excited about is postcard recipes. And what that is, this is an example right here. So this is a postcard that we created out of mainly my grandmother's recipes. So we did about 10 of them, and what we did is on the flip side of them, it's a postcard ready to be sent out to a friend or family member. There's our website on the back and a little link to the recipe that's on the front of the postcard. You also get a discount code, so you can use it yourself, or when you send it out to a family member, and when they come into Santa Fe, they get 15% off their next tour. So we just implemented that. Super excited about that. I put in a really boring chart just to kind of look extra cool and professional. Basically, this is so basically our 6-year forecast. We're in 2015. Obviously, we're a super small company. I have like 2 other part-time guides that help us, and we subcontract a CPA and a web and graphic person. So now in 2015, we're projected about $50,000 in sales. To me, that's not much. That's not nearly where I want to be. I know one of our tours could do 10 times that. So right now, that's all I'm focused on, is really getting more eyes on the company. Being that my learning curve as an art major has been so big, it's been so much fun to learn, though, that I'm really focused and honing in on better ways, creative ways like postcard recipes to really draw in more attention to Food Tour New Mexico. Our growth obstacles right now currently is our visibility. Being that we're so small and our marketing budget is so small, I'm really trying to figure out ways, like I mentioned, to really get out there. Local sales as well. So every once in a while we'll do special local rates, things like that, to get eyes from the community, from the local community on the tour company. So those are our main obstacles at the moment. Our expansion ideas, I'd like to have small office outposts in each of our cities. And I'd also like to leverage our web hits. In October, I'm sure this happens for everybody. In October, we'll get close to 20,000 hits An average month for us, maybe a slow month is maybe 4 or 5. But in the future, as those grow, I'd like to use it to, advertise for restaurants and local shops and things like that as well. I'd like to add more city tours, not necessarily in Albuquerque or Santa Fe, but maybe Taos, Las Cruces, other states eventually. And I have a foodie event that I'm actually working on here in the next future, the next year, not the next future, here in the next year that I think will be a lot of fun for the community as well. So thank you all for listening. That's sort of where I'm at. I don't know if there are any questions. I just really appreciate being here, and Eric and 1 Million Cups seems like such an awesome community. So thank you all for listening to me. I really appreciate that. Yes, sir. Great idea. We're on their website. Partnering with the Balloon Fiesta would be awesome. But yeah, so as far as anything beyond being on their website, I mean, I'm all ears. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. It is pretty low. So she asked, have we considered that our price point is super low? And ironically enough, we started even lower. So we've been increasing it year after year. There's a restaurant tour that tours specific restaurants in Santa Fe. That's almost double our price point. We're trying to make it really family oriented. So we want mom and dad to bring the kids. And keep it somewhat affordable within that. Yeah, we'll definitely be slowly increasing it over the next couple of years, but we haven't. As we have, it has not hindered our sales. So yeah. Right. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah. Yes, sir, in the back. I personally lead as many as I possibly can. I have 2 sort of on-call part-time people in Santa Fe and 1 here in Albuquerque.
The reason I ask is because are there times when you find that your tours are sold out because of the amount of traffic that's hitting town, like
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
have you been able to kind of isolate and tap certain presenters so that you can really expand your number of tours when you have a lot of traffic and you can easily, go up and come down? Is that what are you doing to meet that?
Yes, sir. So you hit it right. You hit the nail right on the head. So I figured out very quickly in the company that one person wasn't going to do it in high season. So having these people kind of on call that are locals, part of the community. What happens is, like for Balloon Fiesta in particular, we'll be sold out on almost every tour for that whole period. So I have not only myself but everybody that I have kind of on board running tours all over the place. To be quite honest with you, I'm more personality based. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I want somebody that's extroverted, a lot of fun, that has knowledge of the city. Obviously, a food background is awesome, but I don't want somebody that's going to be talking, real quiet, not fun to hang out with. So to me, it's of course, yeah. Students and retired folk are kind of where we've been at with the people that I'm working with right now. Yes, yeah. Yes, sir. No, you're totally right. Yep. Yes, sir. Oh, I'm sorry.
Have you investigated with teaming up with the guys from the Albuquerque trolley, the bike peddler guys?
Yeah.
They're one and the same.
Yeah, so the question was, have I investigated working with the trolley guys and the bike peddler guys? Yes. Yeah, so I've talked to Michael. We've sat down, had meetings, and we've been back and forth about working on a project come fall and winter that we're trying to work on. We recently partnered with the Rail Runner as well for a brewery sort of tour thing that they have coming up next weekend too. So keep an eye out for that. The concierge services like Tina and Santa Fe and stuff like that. Right. So here in Albuquerque, we're really trying to influence. So the question was, do we work with concierge and guest services? Yes. We're partners with the Heritage, conglomerate there. And then I also do presentations similar to this for the Concierge Association in Santa Fe, and we're taking our information around here as well, really trying to infiltrate. Yes, sir. So we max out. We say about 16. To be quite honest with you, when sometimes we'll have corporate groups. They want to do all one group. It'll be like 25 people. We'll add an extra tour guide in, and we'll take them. I mean, once we get past 25 on one group, it really hinders the experience. So I just don't want to do that because I want them to have an awesome experience, obviously. Sometimes we'll stagger groups if it's above that number, or we'll actually split them up on different tours. So it really depends on what the consumer wants. Yes, sir. No, that's a great idea. The question was, have I thought about going at New Mexico expats? And the answer is no, thank you. Appreciate that. I'll get on that. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yes, sir. How's my video production team doing? So we actually have a meeting this afternoon with a new production team that we're working with, and we're actually going to start a small web series. So they're called D-Lot Productions out of Santa Fe. They're awesome. So, yeah. Oh, cool. Excuse me? D-Lot Productions, and they actually just got going. I've known the guys for years. They've been doing a lot of kind of freelance things, and they actually formulated a company. I'm proud of them. Yes, sir? Yeah, so obviously I'm an art major, so I was trying to come up with something that was relative to food and using the actual colors relative to what sparks hunger and relative to food. To be quite honest with you, so I did the research. Red, yellow, orange, those types of colors. I grew up in college, I did a lot of pottery, and I studied in Mata Ortiz, Mexico for about 2 months or so. The funny thing was that the bowl actually just represents so much more than just a bowl. It is a symbol of sharing and community and that kind of an idea. So I thought it'd be really cool to incorporate that and the sort of Zia symbol as well, and use the little heat steam things to come up the top. I was messing around and I liked it, and people seem to dig it. So, yeah. Yes, sir.
So I'm sure that it varies from partner to partner, but how would you start your partnership agreement with the restaurant?
So my partnership agreement is essentially they know what days we're potentially coming in, what time we're coming in. Everything logistically is sound. I feel like at this point I could start a tour in 24 hours. As long as I had all the restaurants on board. So let's say, for instance, you owned a restaurant and your tour happens today on Wednesday. We would give you a call and say, okay, hey, we have a group of 9 coming in today. You already know what time. We already have the food preset. We already know what we're featuring that day. We come in. We walk in like VIPs. They have us set up, waters, menus to take a look at for future meals, things like that. We pay, just like patrons, we pay in full. And we're out. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Did you mention anything about your times or tourism department, coastal affairs department? Most people that are new to Mexico visit first go to the state tourism, and they can link to you.
Yes, sir. We are on their website and have a lot of our information at their outposts as well. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. There's been some ideas in the works for that. Yeah, or like almost like singles dinners. So we have like these preset dinners, almost so it's a little bit more fun, casual, not as like nerve-wracking. Inviting, I guess would be a good word. But yeah. Any other? Yes, sir. That's awesome. Yeah, I love that idea. Thank you. That's no, I had not thought about that. Yeah. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Like as an art feature or something? Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's interesting. I've often considered using our dessert stop and having them actually cater at a gallery to sort of end with. I thought that would be kind of cool, so it kind of fits within that realm. Yes, sir.
Tying into what this gentleman was saying, if you have the recipe cards that you're sending out across the country or across the world, can people even find the chili products? So could you sell chili products?
No, that's how we get them here. No. To be quite honest with you, you can find most of the stuff, and you can substitute a lot of things as well. It's not going to be my grandma's recipe, but it's going to be pretty close, and it'll still be fun for them to try and do. So, ma'am, I know you had a question. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Yes. So we do work with several. We have worked with several corporations for the past 4 years that are coming in doing exactly that, team building events. We have one coming up in a couple weeks. That's a pretty large group, and I'm also trying to infiltrate the large tour companies that do the big bus tours across the country that pop into Albuquerque for a day and things like that too. But yes, we are. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Okay, great. Awesome. Yes, sir.
Just real quick, I had an idea for you as far as that goes. What if you a small budget to do prizes at places? So maybe not groups like this, but different groups or whatnot. Maybe do raffles and stuff like that. And you might solicit your company as awards to do things.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's a great idea. No, I haven't really thought about that. We do a lot of charity events, so we'll give out a couple tickets to raffle off for the Cancer Society or things like that. So I guess kind of similarly, yeah. Yes, ma'am.
I just had another thought when you said that in terms of getting more local business.
Mm-hmm.
What if you had 2 locals on every tour or something, so that people talk to local people along there?
That's an interesting idea. Yeah. That's really cool. So we do. It's an interesting idea. Like I mentioned, we do promotions for usually like even 50% off just to get locals in, and that seems to cause sort of a good conversation as well. Yeah, else we good? Yes, sir. I have not actually. No, it's a good thought. I'll see what I can do about that. That's awesome.
We have one last question.
Yes, sir.
So how can we as a community help you grow Food Tour New Mexico?
You just did, yeah. No, I just like I said, my biggest objective right now is to put eyes on the company and really just get more and more people just to take a look at it and understand it. So visit our website, check out our blog. We're always adding to it. It's a pretty cool website. It's very interactive. You can do it on any device essentially. If you have anybody you're thinking might need our services, please recommend us and what we do. I have some cards up here as well. Once again, my name is Nick. Feel free to just say hi anytime you see me. LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever. I'm just always trying to absorb everything I can, and any feedback from you all is much appreciated. I know you're an awesome community, and I really appreciate that. So that's what I would say to that. Yeah.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Eric. Appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Thanks again. Arts, culture, some of the many reasons why we love living here, and hopefully get more good people to come as well. A few last announcements. So next week we've got Closed Threads, and they're a company that came out of one of the startup weekends, and they're now an ABQ ID company. We've also got a local independent film that was shot here called Sense. It was a crowdfunding campaign, great film that's just launching in about a week or two, so they're coming in next week. I want to give a shout out to our meetup group. If you'd like more information, you want to connect with people here in the audience and find out what's going on next week, please check that out on Meetup. Also, a quick shout out to Larry and the team with Seoul Football Club. Great season. How about a round of applause? If you're interested in presenting here at 1 Million Cups, it's 1mcabq.com. That'll give you information about what's happening and a way to apply. And we want to thank you for coming out. Please invite a friend or whoever next week. Thanks.